Hello, everybody. This is Risque Podcast number. Adam, what number is it?
It's 18.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
17 was last one.
Man, it's been a while. Okay, so we also have. This is a first for the podcast, so get ready for that. All right, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves. Adam, you start off.
I'm Adam.
Wow, that was great. All right, now we have me. I'm Brock, your usual host, and this is a special guest here.
And I'm Jessica. I bring the much-needed female perspective.
She listened to podcast number 1 and was severely disappointed in all of it. So, I don't think she found... Did you find anything redeeming?
It was like a year ago. I don't know.
A year ago that you listened to it?
Yeah, I think so.
You listened to it this summer.
No.
That's the first time I ever brought it up to you, Jessica.
No. That's not true. It was
Yeah.
at least 6 months ago.
No, it was not.
No.
I told you about it at the beginning of the summer.
No.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Okay. I just introduced it to you. I can guarantee it. But anyway, she didn't like it very much. She listened to only podcast number 1 and probably didn't want to listen more than about 10 seconds. So,
That's not entirely true.
okay. But that was a different time. I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Alex was on the podcast.
Saying some stuff.
We were playing a board game while doing it.
Yeah.
So that was a dumb idea. We're not doing that now. Okay. So I thought we'd just give a little update. We haven't done a podcast in a year? Longer?
No, it's been like 2+ years.
Are
Yeah.
you here on this earth? Can you do a timeline?
Can you do a timeline?
It's been like 2 and some change.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we did one in the winter.
No. We had talked about it, but we didn't do it.
Okay. Anyway, so I thought we'd just say the most significant thing that's happened to you since the last podcast. 2.5 years ago.
I'm exempt from this, right?
No, you have to do it
Nope.
too.
What?
Or you have to give some background about yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta do something. People have to get to know you.
Yeah.
Or know the most significant thing that's happened in the past 2.5 years. I can edit things out, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You could say, I don't want to do that. You don't have to lip it.
Nobody listens to this. Why do we need to give an update?
We listen to it later. It's for us.
It's like a little video diary for me that I can giggle at later. I mean, audio diary. You know what I mean. It's the end of the week. I'm tired.
Are you
Shut up.
blind?
Yes.
It's a video diary for blind people. Okay.
Hey, blind people go to the theaters. I'm just saying.
It reminds me of the Parks and Recreation episode where they live stream on the not live like live audio stream on the internet a tree lighting, and Aziz Ansari is like, that tree lighting is gonna be great to listen to.
Wow. I thought you were going to say it was a live episode like they did that one of 30 Rock where it's like a live studio audience.
They didn't do that.
That was bad.
That does not sound like a great idea.
Come on, that was impressive.
It's an impressive feat, kind of like how Boyhood is an impressive feat, but actually watching Boyhood is probably one of the 10 least things I want to do.
That was the 10-year movie thing, right?
All these moments.
It's like they capture us.
They capture us.
Shut the fuck up, Jackson. What was his name?
Not his name.
What was it again?
Randall? No.
No. It was. Have you seen Boyhood?
No, I never bothered watching it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Everybody loved it. It won. Didn't it win an Academy Award or whatever?
The lead actress or whatever won an award for it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Right.
That did not need
Patricia
to happen.
Arquette. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, that's her face.
Who's it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It sucks. Nobody see that movie. Okay. So most significant thing that's happened to you in the past 2.5 years. But you can make a list too. I'll go first. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in material science engineering. So that was pretty cool. And then I got a job working at a steel company, and I moved to Cleveland. So those are kind of the big ones. I went to Europe for 3 weeks, and that was pretty cool. Went to the fatherland, Germany. Fucking dope. That's all I'm saying about that. So, everybody else, anybody want to go next?
I think on the last podcast, I talked about considering going back to school.
Okay.
And getting married. I'm no longer getting married, and I'm back in school.
You picked the greater of those two for your situation.
Yeah, so. But I'm going back to school for radiology and imaging. A little bit different than I thought I'd be going back to school for, but I'm happy.
What did you want to go back to school for?
Originally, computer science. Be a programmer, but did a semester of that. Turns out I don't like it. So.
I have to ask, where did you get that?
The programming?
Yeah.
Well, I like computers, and I thought maybe it's a decent field to work in. Plenty of jobs. I think I was thinking more like job security more than anything. So.
I think whenever you go to school, you need to balance between something that you'd be okay with doing that interests you at least a little bit and job security.
Well, see, that's like.
I think a lot of people go and they're like, I want to be a doctor.
Job security.
Because people are going to be sick all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I hate being a doctor. I don't want to work 80 hours a week.
Well, that's also like 12 years of your life that you have to dedicate just to being a doctor.
Unless you go to Pakistan.
Well, yeah, unless you go to Pakistan.
Unless you go to a different country.
But
or the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like there's plenty of job security with radiology and imaging, and there's always higher jobs I can go to with that as my base. So
it's just interesting. Whenever you went back to school, you said computer science, and I was like, why do you want to do that?
It is mostly the job security thing.
And then now you're radiology. Why do you want to do that?
Well, that's a biology thing, and I love biology, and
it is related.
Yes, that and the anatomy of the human body is extremely interesting to me.
All right, so let me get this straight. Your school track is you graduated from high school. Good job. The second one is you went to USI for biology, trying to focus in marine biology.
Because I was like, from being a child, I was like, marine biology is interesting to me, but I hung on to that. Realistically, it's like, this would be an awesome job to have, but there's zero money in it.
Okay.
So.
Then you switched from USI to a community college. And you went for
criminal justice. Because I thought, well, if I'm not going to do any kind of sciencey job, I should just try to get a decent job as a police officer. I mean, it's not like great pay or anything, but that, and it was the whole I feel like I'm making a difference phase.
Gotcha.
So.
Then you thought about the Army. Then you
lost a bunch of weight for that. Didn't do it.
Then you went back to school to USI for computer science. Then
turns out I didn't like that.
Radiology.
Yes.
Okay.
And now I work at a hospital, and I actually like all that stuff. So.
And you're quitting your job at the theater.
Woo!
It's been a long time coming.
7 years. It's much too long to work at one place like that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't want to work for any company for 7 years, I'm pretty sure.
7 years for
That's not true
a career job is totally fine. 7 years for
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any other big updates? 2.5 years?
Not that I can think of. Those are the pretty significant
Those
ones.
are pretty significant.
Yeah.
All right, now we move to our female personality, J.A.
That's Dr. Frizz to you.
Dr. Frizz.
We came up with 2 rap names for Jessica. She is one of the whitest people you might meet, so. So am I.
I don't know why that offended me a little bit.
It did. I don't know why either. But her names are J.A. and Dr. Frizz, because her hair was frizzy in the car earlier, because it's very hot outside. It does get warm in Cleveland. All right, life updates. Let's go, Dr. Frizz.
The past 2 years.
I completed 2 more years at Purdue. I switched my major from political science to public health. I spent a summer in the Dominican Republic in a public health program. and I started dating Brock, which I guess was not a significant event in his life, but was in mine. You didn't list it.
Ah, snap.
Because it feels like it's been longer than that.
Oh, good save.
That was fucking great. And it's true.
You guys.
It has
cute.
not, though.
Yeah.
Now we're talking cold hard facts.
Don't let your emotions get in the way of this relationship.
Oh, God.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, dating Brock.
Brock's like, oh, well, cool.
Yeah. How's dating Brock going?
I enjoy it.
Me too. Dating you, not dating myself.
Oh, okay.
Because that'd be really weird. You can't date yourself.
I mean...
They tell you need to love yourself, but don't date
true.
yourself.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Milk's here, too.
I wonder if that's picking that up. Milk is here too. In the past 2.5 years, he's
gotten significantly chubbier.
And that is not true at all. He's moved from...
I can't personally speak to that, but I believe it.
He's moved from one apartment in West Lafayette to another. No, that was definitely not true.
Which one? The movie?
I was thinking, I'm bad with time, I guess.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
You
You're
really
like Aaron
are. You've made
the
like
timing.
3 different chronological mistakes in the first 11 minutes.
Because I'll be like, hey, Aaron, you remember that when we went to, like, so-and-so yesterday? And he's like, wasn't that like a month ago? And I'm like, no, that was last week. Like,
That was the best example I've ever heard in my life.
you know, like, I'm being very generic right now, right? Because I can't think of any
He was
specific
like-
examples.
He was really bad that one time.
You know, like,
No, I totally know what you mean. Aaron is not very good with time.
he does not follow. He doesn't have any like set
Yeah.
schedule or anything in his head. It's just like, you remember that thing you did 2 years ago? And I'm like, that happened like last week.
No.
It's really stupid.
He just doesn't care.
I feel like Brock is almost that bad.
I remember, speaking of time, I remember one time I went to a research study they were doing at Purdue. They offer those all the time at universities, like doing a bunch of different things. And one of them, I went with Angela and Lisa, and it was just like, you and 2 friends come in, you guys talk for 30 minutes, and then we give you each $5. And it's like, okay, let's do that. And so we did that. And it was like a stage thing, how all of them are. It was like we didn't even talk. They just like went through a bunch of shit, and then we talked for about 5 seconds. It was like it's hard to explain. But anyway, afterwards we had to take a little quiz, and it's like, how long have you known these people? What are their names? How old are you? Stuff like that. And the first question was like, how old are you? And then it went on to your friends, and it's like, what are their names? And how long have you known them? But I didn't even read the question fully, because I was like, I was expecting it to say, how old are they? So it's like, the first one was, how old is your friend Lisa? And it's like, I thought that's what it said, and so I put 19, and it's like, it was really, how many years have you known them? And I'm like, okay, that's...
You completely skewed the results.
I fucked that up.
Yeah.
So, but I got $5.
That's all that matters.
They can just throw out my data. I think they'll probably catch at the fact that I've known one of them for a year and the other one for 19, and then that person says they've known me for 1 year.
Yeah.
I also messed up, and I have bad with time, I guess. I'm just realizing this. I put for Angela that we know each other for like 3 years or something like that, and this was like junior year, I think. So that was not right.
How long have you known me, Brock?
I'd have to do the math. Can I do the math? Is that allowed, or do I
Yeah,
just
go
need to
ahead.
know that number off the top of my head?
No, you can go ahead and do the math. It's
Okay.
fine. No, since I remember when my birthday is, so I don't expect anyone
It's
to know
October
when I'm
19th.
I told you that earlier. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, how long have I known Adam?
You're giving him too much time to think about this.
What? You said I could have all the time in the world.
I'll give you 3 minutes.
All right, we're gonna go with 8 years.
I met you in 06. Your freshman year. I didn't get to like really be friends with you until.
Okay, I was talking about when we became actually friends.
Okay, I've known you since 06. But
Okay.
yeah. Oh.
So 9 years knowing, 8 years being friends.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first became close friends?
I actually remember we walked down the hallway in the theater.
Yeah, holding hands.
Yeah, and we were bitching about one of our
Mutual friends.
mutual friends, and then we were like, "Why don't we hang out more?"
Yep. The actual answer is we worked at the same place. We worked in a movie theater.
The one I'm quitting.
Yeah. And they have wings for concession. So there's the main concession stand, and then on the sides they have little ones so you can get
I thought
refills.
You meant they had chicken wings.
No, they don't.
That's disgusting.
They don't have chicken wings. They might now, do they?
No.
They have a bunch of weird shit now. But I was working wing, and Adam came over to like either help me or he was usher or something like that, and we started or we were both working there. I don't know, but we started talking.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty good about a mutual friend that we were mad at. That's what brings people together. It's not what they like, it's what they don't like. It's what they hate.
It's what they hate.
Yeah.
You bond over things you hate.
It's true.
It's kind of like an Inception. You guys know that movie?
I do. The wah.
Yep. He's like they were talking about how to get that guy to whatever with his father.
Mhm.
And he's like, well, we could go into his dream and make him hate him. And he's like, no. A good memory always trumps a bad memory. And I'm like, that's not true at all.
Mhm.
No.
Bad memories definitely trump good memories.
Yeah.
Have they taken a psychology class?
Like, you know how they always say, like, you could do a million good things, but people are always going to remember the one bad thing you did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
And I also they didn't do the math right in that movie, so that makes me mad too. It's like their dream levels. They said like it's
Dreams within dreams. Within
yeah, it's
dreams.
like some amount of time slower or some multiplier slower, and then they said the numbers, and I'm like, that's not that number. But I do like the movie.
You might be one of the few people who noticed that.
The film is great, nonetheless.
It is a good movie.
It's very reminiscent of Shutter Island.
I like that.
Sort of.
I like Shutter Island too. I don't think very many people did though.
I liked it.
Okay.
I've only seen Inception once, so
That's yeah.
I don't think you can get a solid understanding from one viewing.
You'd have to, it's definitely one you have to watch more than once.
And that's good. I like that about movies.
Yeah.
Anything with Leonardo DiCaprio, I eat that
Who
shit
still
up.
has yet to win an Academy Award.
He was named Leonardo because when his mom was pregnant with him, did you know this?
I didn't know. What are you talking about?
When his mom was pregnant with him, she went to an art museum and she was looking at a Leonardo da Vinci painting and he kicked.
Oh.
And she's like, I want to name this baby Leonardo.
I bet this is his reincarnation. Yes.
And she just happened to have a very Italian last name as well.
Yeah, apparently.
He will do great things.
But
Except
she
win
will not
Academy
win an
Awards.
Oscar.
That's another thing I will never get down in my entire life. What's a Golden Globe or Academy Award or an Oscar or a Tony or a
Tonys are
You know
TV,
what-
aren't they?
You know Academy Awards and Oscars are the same thing.
no?
Yeah.
I've heard that many
Academy
times,
Awards
but
and
I
Oscars,
can't.
yeah, the same thing.
If you guys ask me that tomorrow, I will not remember probably. I just can't figure. I can't.
Tomorrow or 3 weeks from now, because
They're all the same.
they're all the same to you.
Yeah. But I don't know what. Like Adam, what is an Emmy? What is that for? Like what field? I know Jessica knows all this.
Emmys are TV and movies. Oscars are just movies.
Jessica?
I thought Emmys were just TV.
No, Emmys can...
Name
movies, one. What?
Name one movie that's been. That
I don't
has
know,
received
like,
an Emmy.
movies that have won. But it's...
Golden Globes are TV and movies.
Oh, wait. Hold
Emmys
on.
are
What is a
just
Golden
TV.
Globe?
I think you're right. The Golden Globes... Wait, no. I'm going to look this up.
Is that a totally different one?
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay, you're not gonna believe this, but I refer. Which two are the same?
Academy Award
Okay.
and Oscar.
Okay.
It's-
Why is it called an Oscar? Do you know the story?
No.
Like it's.
Well, when his mom was
Oscar
pregnant
Wilde?
with him, she went to an art museum. She went to a fashion show and she saw an Oscar de la Renta and the baby kicked.
I bet that's what it is. Who's he? The guy that founded
I
it?
mean, an Oscar.
Okay.
Okay. Golden Globes are movies and television show. Emmys are just TV, and then the
Vindicated.
Academy Awards are movies.
Movies.
And then Grammys is music.
And Tony's are Broadway.
Yeah. And then there's the weird, like, one that Stephen Colbert has won, like, twice. I can't remember what it's called, but...
He's won Emmys.
He's won Emmys and he's won,
What are the BAFTAs?
I don't know.
I've never fucking heard of that.
Maybe,
Hold on.
I think it's a British thing.
British Association for the Arts.
Possibly.
I came up with that very quickly. It's got to be right.
For the arts and sciences.
Undoubtedly. Founded
No,
by Isaac Newton.
That's definitely not right.
Stolen from Gottfried Leibniz. Nobody got that one.
Wasn't he like a German mathematician?
He invented calculus. We use his notation for everything. You know how like prime is like little...
Wait, who did you say invented calculus? I thought it was...
Isaac Newton.
Oh, yeah, Isaac Newton. I thought you said someone else.
Is one person, and Gottfried Leibniz...
I've never heard of that.
He also invented calculus, and we use all his notation. Like, Isaac Newton for derivatives. You know what derivatives have?
I do. I got a B in calc this past semester.
He just did.
Yeah.
He put a dot over it. That's so like whatever your variable is y. Let's say he put a dot over it for the derivative.
Mm-hmm.
We always do the little apostrophe.
Yeah.
That's
Carrot. Isn't it a carrot? No, it's an apostrophe.
apostrophe is that's Leibniz. That was his idea.
That was Gottfried Leibniz. You engine nerd.
Oh my gosh, Jessica
I
loves
love that word.
And then there's the Peabody Award. That's the other one. Stephen
That's
Colbert's
for
one.
journalism.
Yeah, but he's won like 2 of those. It's for American radio, television stations, networks, online media, producing organizations, and individuals. So...
You just came up with that off the top of your head?
No, that's what Google came up with off the top of its head.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because we have those tools now, right? We can use these.
I like Google's head.
Yeah, Google's pretty smart.
It's got its shit
individual.
together. If Google were a city, it'd have a flag on its light posts.
That's a metric I use to gauge whether or not a town has its shit together.
Ah, okay.
If the light posts or whatever telephone poles have just a flag like with the whatever on it, like the city's name, or
Then I'm
like,
automatically impressed.
you're like, this place is actually very fancy. I like this. I like this area that I'm in. And whenever I was driving around, I was in like the ghetto of West Side Cleveland, and it's like they have flags on shit. Ohio City or Tremont, and I was like, Jessica's metric is not working right now. I need to get the fuck out of here.
I will get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so you took me through the wait? You say Ohio City or Tremont?
It's one of those two. We went to Ohio City.
We were in Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tremont is still nice, but a little
Little run
Tremont
down.
is part of a perpetual program in Cleveland that's revitalization, and so they get a bunch of money and like try and
then
fix up
squander it.
houses and stuff like that. But there's still a lot of not so great areas.
We looked at apartments over there, but
There were some that looked nice. Those ones we looked at. That
Do you remember that
I don't remember.
one shithole we looked at when we first came up here? It was like we went on the inside and like the hallways were like there was a fucking hole in the wall at one point if I remember right. It was just the big square building. They had like I don't remember where it was, but I just remember.
Was it early on in the?
No, it's like we looked at the ones by the lake
Uh-huh.
and then Lakewood, and then we looked at.
It was Rocky River. It's actually I
remember which one
do
I'm
remember
talking
that
about?
one, and that one was a shithole.
Yeah.
It was a hotel, like a shitty hotel, like Motel 6, that was converted into apartments. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's like a campus inn that was turned into.
Yeah.
So we went there, and like he showed it to me, and I'm like, this is probably I'm not living here. This
And
is
it's like
shitty.
instantly we pulled up and we're like, Brock,
don't even
like
leave
can we
the
just
car.
like leave?
Yeah.
Like we don't have to take a tour.
They had like padlocks on the pool gate.
Yeah.
So, and you had to bring your key every time. I don't know. It's just, it was pretty ghetto. And so we looked through there, and that was like $750 a month. And I'm like, this is not fucking worth it. But I actually noticed it whenever I was driving to Kurt's one time. That I drove right past it. It's on Detroit, really close to the school. Whenever you're going down Rocky River to Kurt's, place, you know, like on the road that like Burntwood Tavern is on.
Yeah.
It's like a couple blocks away from that. So, but yeah, that place sucked. I didn't love that.
Yeah, that place.
Well, he showed.
I felt like meth was being cooked there.
I bought some while we were there. It was either all the stuff he showed me was either over $900 a month or shitty.
Yeah.
And also $700 a month or more. And I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Like,
I'm like, I guess Cleveland, you have to live like this. That's definitely not true.
no, it's not. Ugh. I forgot we were being shown around by a guy too. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Meanwhile, in the Dominican Republic.
That was whenever you went to, what's it?
That was when I was in the clinic.
Yeah. And you didn't have running water and stuff?
We had running water.
Well, yeah.
Kind of, right?
They didn't have
They didn't have showers.
indoor
Plumbing?
restrooms.
Yeah, that's not good. I can't do that. I have no desire to go to a country like that, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm really glad I journaled that whole week.
That was a good idea. I feel very bad for those people, but I don't really want to visit them.
I feel like I made it sound a lot worse than it was because I just
still don't want to do it.
Maybe just because you're used to.
Yeah,
Here.
because I think because it wasn't super shocking to me, but I wasn't having a really great time, so I complained, but the conditions really weren't that bad.
They sounded pretty bad. That's all I'm going to say.
I had just had a headache from speaking Spanish so much.
Yeah.
I have the same problem.
I can do that.
Spanish in my sleep.
Who was it I was talking to? And they said, like, their sibling or something like that went to Germany or something, and they didn't know German, and so they learned it really quickly. And, like, they went over there and, like, during lunch breaks and stuff, they just go and sit by themselves. Who was that?
Who was? I don't know.
I don't know, but they just go sit by themselves at lunch just so they could stop speaking or listening to German. Like, they just, like, want to get away, and it's like, man, that would suck.
Yeah, I had days like that.
The big issue is, like, not being able to express yourself to anybody else. It's like, every day, every moment is a struggle.
Like, what's the point where you think, this random tangent, but like, the point you feel like you're fluent in a language, is it like when you think you can just sit there and like think in the other language?
I find
Fluency
it's
is
when you
very hard to
dream
describe.
in the language.
Yeah, I can see that.
'Cause
Like,
you don't have really conscious control over that, and you're doing it anyway.
You mean
You're not
dream
thinking about
regularly?
it.
Or
No,
like
if you have a dream in another language, not just like you say one sentence in the language, but the entire dream is in the other language. You're thinking in that language.
Interesting.
yeah, like that's what I mean. Like, where do you
Without
think
putting
like
effort into it.
where do you think you hit like the point of, oh, I'm now fluent in this language?
I think you have to spend at least a year in a country that speaks the language as the primary language.
Yeah.
Maybe not a year. I'd have to think about the time on that. I don't know time, so
No, you don't.
it could be a week. I don't know.
You're not qualified to answer this, I guess.
No, but I don't think it's just dreaming.
Mm.
But I do think that's a very important step.
Yeah.
Have you had a dream in German?
I have.
Fully in German?
Only one, but I've had other dreams where it's like part of it's in German.
I've only had dreams where part of it's in Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one I was helping people out in a city or something like that, and then they spoke German.
No, I was just curious what your guys' opinion on that was.
I just hate that people think it's like a binary. It's like
Yeah.
either you're fluent or you don't know anything.
Well, I mean, you obviously you have to work your way up. It's not like
Right, but
But people don't think about it that way. Like, if you're interviewing for a job and they ask, do you know this language?
it's like,
Then
do
if you have
mean-
to explain yourself, then they just think that, you're
You don't know.
useless.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not-
like, oh,
That
you're
is-
full of shit. You
yeah.
can't speak the language.
It's cool. Like, have you considered taking like a test or whatever to establish your proficiency in the language? Do they have those for? I imagine they do for Spanish.
I have not thought about that, no.
Oh, okay. Because like for German, they have like I don't know what they're called, but it's like A1 or A2, like levels of German proficiency. And so you can take those and like you get a certificate. And it's like you can show to an employer or whatever. Like
Oh, is this like
this
the
is
school,
how much
like the school you're at? Like, well, not school, but like, you know what I'm saying?
It's so in Germany there's something called the Goethe Institute, and they are the ones that regulate this. And it's like they give out the exams. Like Purdue offers it, and universities offer it. It's like you can take the Goethe Institute's language qualifier.
So what's like, this is going to, like, when you study a language as your major in college, more than likely you have to study abroad. At least most universities, they make you do that.
You should have to do that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that many universities require it actually.
I know, I can think of a couple that do.
Yeah, I'm sure many do, but like you would think that with a lot of majors you'd have to do an internship in that, don't you think, or no?
What do you mean, like?
I think it's moving to that, but it's not really there.
Like my major, like an engineering major, wouldn't you think that you should have to do an internship before you graduate?
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, like,
I didn't have to do that.
I mean, it's
And maybe that's a
right now. It's not required for some, but it should. It's highly encouraged.
Yeah.
Like for me though, I like with mine, I can't do that. Like I have to have clinicals. I'm required by law to do so many hours before I can even have my
sort of like
degree.
an internship in itself.
Yeah, which I mean
Yeah.
it is. It's
definitely an equivalent.
It's a very extensive internship, 2 years worth.
Now I'm wondering if there are Spanish exams like that, because I can see how that would be really useful. But
It'd be hard to do.
For the Spanish language, there's not like one
institution
body that.
There's like Mexico,
like I think like German and
that
like
says like Spanish is spoken this way.
Yeah. Spain might have something, but I don't know how useful
No,
that would
I
even
know
be
of
for you.
something in Argentina.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine things like Germany where it's really densely popular. Yeah. Well, just like really close
it's
together.
very established, and this is how you speak it.
And this is like the area, like it's all right next to each other. And like French, like they're super picky about their language. Like I don't know if you guys knew this, but they have a whole government department that's like the language department, and they translate like words that come up in English like to Google. You know how that's become a word. They like translate it to their language, and it's like, well, what could this be in French? Let's come up with something. So they have a department that does that regulates their language, which is cool. But I don't know anywhere else that has that. So I think with Spanish it'd be more difficult because of how many countries speak it and how many dialects or different words are used and stuff like that.
A lot of different slang across all the different.
It'd be really cool to
like
to do
the word guagua. If you say it in one country, I forgot the specific countries, but somewhere it's the word for baby, and somewhere else it's the word for bus. So if you say, I need a guagua, like, that's a very different meaning.
I need a baby.
I need a baby. I
a
need
very
to find a
big
bus.
change.
I also need to find a baby.
I need one of those two things, so choose wisely. Yeah, I think I want to take a German proficiency thing before possibly going to Germany. So.
You did minor in German, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do have that. I wonder if that's on my diploma.
It might be.
I don't think it is.
Doesn't seem to.
I'm pretty sure they don't put minors on diplomas.
They put it on some official paperwork, because I remember I had to declare or whatever.
Like whenever you go to apply for a place and they want all your paperwork from your university, like it probably is in there somewhere.
Right.
When they look at grades, transcripts, yeah.
No one really asks for that though.
No, I've never been asked for my diploma or transcript or anything like that. I always wondered if you could just lie and get away with it.
People do, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like I remember I went to apply at, this is somewhat related, I went to apply at FedEx, you know, I worked there for like...
Oh yeah, like,
for like
2 weeks.
Yeah, well it was only like 5 days in total. But anyway, I was just like helping some dude that broke his arm. And I went with Aaron, and I was like, you should go and you can apply for just a regular job. And so they were saying that they needed drivers, and she's like the secretary there or whatever, administrative assistant, whatever you want to say, was
way to cover your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Was like, but here are some of the requirements. You need like 2 years driving experience already and stuff like that. I'm like, Aaron doesn't have that. And my mom was like, oh, Aaron went with you? Did he apply? And I told her that. And she's like, well, he could just lie and say he has 2 years experience driving. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they might check up on that. Like, but I think people do that all the time. They just like, yeah, I know how to drive a truck. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how to use Excel.
Sure.
I can Google whatever function I need.
That is how it works, right?
Yeah.
I do that at work all the time. It's like, I don't know how to do this, or I feel like I could do this faster. Let's Google it. And just hope it's not blocked whenever I find it.
It's true.
What happens if you try to go to it blocked?
It just says, like, it pulls up a thing, like, ArcelorMittal blocks this page or whatever. As this whole text thing.
Does it do the thing like most like companies? Like if you try to go to a black site, it'll send over a report, or it'll keep tabs of how many times.
I've thought about that. I'm not entirely sure. I've been to a few websites where it does that. Cause like I'll read Google News sometimes, and like a lot of like mainstream, like ABC or whatever, those are okay. But if you go to like Christian Science Monitor or some stupid shit like that, they're gonna be blocked.
Scientology Weekly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
or like RedTube, is that blocked?
Yeah.
Well, I've managed. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, RedTube is probably blocked. I haven't tried.
You should try it.
No.
No, you probably shouldn't.
No, I would not, because like at my job, when you're logged in, they can literally watch you live, what you're doing on your screen, and it's just like
they don't care as much at my company, because it's just like they just don't want you to do like stuff that is not
inappropriate.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. They might send reports or something like that. I mean, if you think, I don't know if I've told you this, Adam, but if you think about it, like I know that some people that I work with, they were like cleaning out some stuff. This company's been here for 100 years, or this mill has been here for 100 years, and so like there's a lot of old shit there, and like they were cleaning out like some desk or something like that, and they stumbled on like 2 Playboys. It was, did you know that?
From like the 70s.
Yeah, from like a long time ago. It was Renuma and Katie, so 2 girls, and they were like cleaning out a desk, and they're like, okay, I guess there are 2 erotica magazines here that people just looked at while they were at work. Whatever. So yeah, and then Renuma told Katie to go put it on Mike's desk, and Katie was like, I am not doing that. I do not want to be the first female in this company to be fired for sexually harassing her boss. So yeah.
Yeah.
Renuma would be the type to do that, though. That would just like put that on there.
She just likes to dare people.
Yeah. Who was it that said that? They were like...
Rob? Is that?
Yeah, I think it was Rob or Kurt. And they were like, she just likes to... Anything that she thinks would be funny to her, she wants you to do it.
God. I can't tell if Milk is very chill right now, or if he's just trying to figure out where to go. Like he's like, I need to move. Because his ears are acting all...
I think it's the air conditioner maybe that it's on.
That might be.
Whenever he hears some sounds, he likes to perk his ears up and figure out what's going on, what the real story is.
So I was reading a story earlier about these kits people can buy, and you're essentially, it's like they said it's like between $39 and $99. Little chips you program, then you inject them into the spot between your thumb and your pointer finger.
Okay.
And you program it to like if you have passwords on your computer, or if you have locks on your vehicles or whatever, you can just like swipe your hand across it and it'll unlock or whatever. It's like program. You know how they have like cards where
I know what you're talking about.
But they're talking about just injecting yourself with a little microchip in your hand.
Is this iRobot shit?
Constantly. That's what they were. The article was like. We're like, no, like there's a company that's making these. I was reading it probably like 20 minutes before we started the podcast.
Huh.
Hold on. It's
What do you guys think about artificial intelligence?
It's scary.
Well,
Stephen Hawking says that's how we're all gonna die.
He does say
Stephen
that.
Hawking says a lot of shit, though.
But Bill Gates says we're all gonna die of infectious disease.
It's true.
I think that's more likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either infectious disease or nuclear war. One of the two.
I'm thinking the sun's gonna burn us up or go out.
That's gonna happen in a long.
I mean, like in our lifetime. It's either disease or nuclear war.
Okay.
You think that's gonna happen, or if it were to end during our lifetime, here's what it would be.
I can see Adam being a doomsday prepper.
What's that supposed to mean?
He's like trapping squirrels in his backyard or something like that.
Whatever.
I could just.
Builds a bunker underneath
I just
his house.
see that for you.
Why? Why? Okay, what makes you say that? Just curious. I want to hear this.
You've said like 3 times in the last week you have a quote survivalist attitude.
You
All
did.
right. Well,
anytime we ask a hypothetical, it's like, how will I die? I gotta figure out ways not to die. It's like, Adam.
I think everyone's got like a pre-built-in like how would I like deal with this situation?
And every time when you've said that, you've made a really good point. You know, you've said something pretty smart, and then I've thought, okay, I need to be with Adam in an apocalypse.
Well, he knows how to hunt. He was a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
He's very adamant. He's very adamant.
He was at kayaking.
That's true. That was brilliant.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't let you use kayak, by the way.
No, it's fucking fine.
I'm sure it was.
Yep.
Yeah. You're pretty bad out of shape about it after the
So
fact.
I think I'm justified.
Okay, I'll give you that. I mean, I don't think I'm as far as a doomsday prepper, but I think I'm not like building bunkers and storing stuff in a basement and.
It's like Brock has emo tendencies, I have hipster tendencies, and you have doomsday prepper tendencies.
That just makes me sound crazy.
We're all a little crazy.
Like, you're like, oh, he's a little emotional. Like, hipster's like, oh, he thinks slightly better than everyone. Doomsday prepper, he thinks everyone's out to kill him.
We all have weird things about us. None of them are
everyone's
incredibly.
out to kill me though. I think maybe Putin is, but
Pooty poot.
Pooty poot. That's what I was kind of getting at towards with the whole nuclear war thing, though.
Are you saying something about Russia right now?
Yes, I am.
Russia's gonna kill us.
I don't think it might not necessarily be Russia directly. If we're gonna talk like a scenario involving nuclear arms,
it's gonna be Iran. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks.
Yep.
I don't know.
Did you see the headline? I don't like how this is being spun in the headlines, but the quote when Obama's like, "If I could run for a third term,
I think I'd
win."
Yeah, that was funny. It was off the cuff, and it was like he was trying to make a point about fair and free elections or something like that, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's definitely been spun the wrong way. I don't think anybody cares though. I don't know anybody that I've heard that's like, that fucking Obama. I mean,
well, there's plenty of people saying that.
Those people are definitely out there, but
they've been out there since 2008.
It matters what sane people think. And I haven't heard it.
No, the Electoral College does not care exclusively what sane people think.
It cares what Ohio thinks.
My favorite moment of Obama's presidency was. Why did he do that? It's like whenever he was giving a speech and he's like, I have no more elections to win. And it's just like a drop the mic moment. Like,
yeah, that was the time when he was like, my presidency is entering its 4th quarter.
Yeah, no, it was
interesting things happen in the 4th quarter. Mic drop.
It was like the State of the Union address.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't have any more elections.
He's like, I don't have any more elections to run. I'm going to be done after this. And Republicans start clapping like Tea Party people, and he's like, I would know because I won both of them.
Oh,
yeah. They're like,
Obama has some great moments. Like during one of the debates with Romney, Romney was like, since Obama's been here, we have this percentage fewer of these ships or whatever. And Obama's like, we also have way fewer cavalry and bayonets, but it doesn't mean that we are spending less on military or we're less secure. It's like, oh, just fucking drop the ball.
Yeah.
He's just cool.
He is the coolest president we've ever had. Maybe Bill Clinton is close.
Clinton's pretty close.
He's cooler than Clinton.
Obama he's fucking great.
Yeah.
He's a fucking cool dude.
I also love the fact that he made fun of himself in a BuzzFeed short.
Did he?
Where he's sitting there trying to dunk a cookie, and the cookie was too big, and he's like, "Thanks, Obama." That's the greatest thing ever. It just made my day.
What is that? I was just reminded of that video with Michelle Obama and the turnip. What was that for?
I don't know if I've seen this one.
Was that like I think it was a get out the vote thing.
I don't know what it...
She was dancing with a turnip. And she's like, turn up for what? Turn up for what? I don't remember what the occasion was.
Wasn't it might be part of her
Is it
little
the
thing
eating healthy stuff?
eating
Yeah,
healthy,
it might be that.
Yeah. No one eats turnips.
Turn up.
I know that's not the point of the video, but...
But nobody likes those fucking turnips. Some my kids eat them. God, give them some Skittles.
Give them some skills.
Some kids, when they want to get Skittles, they just get shot though.
What?
I did not know what you just said.
Trayvon Martin.
Did he just want some Skittles?
That was the kid in Florida who went to the corner store and had a hoodie and bought some Skittles and then...
Was it Skittles that he bought? I didn't know
George
that.
Zimmerman shot him dead.
No, I remember that, yeah.
It was Skittles.
I didn't know it was Skittles. Yeah.
He died with Skittles.
Oh,
That's
man.
unfortunate.
And a drink of some kind.
You know someone shot George Zimmerman? Or what was shot at? He was either shot at or he got shot. I don't remember. He keeps getting shot at or being involved in shootings.
I just know that
It's happened like twice since the whole...
he's been back to court for other charges against him.
Yeah.
Like
Gun
domestic
related.
violence and gun related.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I guess.
I hope
So-
he gets eaten alive in jail when he eventually goes to jail.
He'd get fucked up. They wouldn't put him in regular jail, though.
No, they put him in solitary just so that people wouldn't kill him. More than likely. Or they'd probably... I don't know. It really just depends. You remember that we were talking about the O.J. Simpson thing? And you were like, he got off with the...
Yeah, because of double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy.
He's like-
but then he, it was, I don't know how many years ago it was. It's probably been since I've been in my 20s, but he stole a bunch of his own merchandise to sell because he was out of money or something. So he got arrested on that, and he got charged with it, and they gave him, like, a significant amount of time. And they're like, just so you know, this isn't because of the murders that you supposedly didn't commit, but you're getting this much time for stealing merchandise.
It was like 20 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot of time.
I'm pretty sure they're talking about the other.
Like, you're not being charged for the other murders, but you're being charged for
he
them.
came out with a book just saying how you get away with murder.
Like, if I did it, it was what it was called.
Yeah.
This is how it, yeah. And I'm like,
You don't do that. That's fucked up.
it is really fucking stupid.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
That's messed up, yo.
I say that's messed up sometimes, and everybody thinks it's really funny. I didn't think it was that weird of a phrase. Do you guys ever say that or no?
No,
I say it, but I feel like you say it more than the average person.
I do.
More than the average.
I do like that. Oh, we talked about this on an way earlier podcast, like 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and I want to see what Jessica's opinion on it is.
Oh.
So our criminal justice system is pretty bad, our penal system in particular. I was saying in a previous podcast that I think there should be different kinds of prisons, like one for violent offenders, let's say, and one for non-violent. Because obviously if you send somebody that has a petty crime and they go for like 6 months, they're going to turn into a real criminal with all these other bad influences around them. What do you think should be done to make it better? He can take some time to think about it. Adam could bring up his topic if he has one.
No, this topic's kind of coming back to me a little bit, but it's been a while.
I think if you had two separate facilities, then that would be much more expensive. So I can see why we don't do it that way. But
or just like
I also think we need to just like decriminalize a lot of stupid laws.
That was going to be my next point.
Because
I don't think
the U.S.
drug users should be in jail.
No, I think they should.
I think they should be in rehab.
Yeah.
Free state facilitated rehab.
The money we would save on not sending them to prison would make up for it, like tenfold.
That would be good.
I was watching a video the other day. Obviously, the U.S. incarcerates the most people of any country on the planet.
Both per capita and in general.
Yeah.
I thought Russia was ahead of us.
No, we are the top country for incarceration.
Yep.
And a lot of our private prisons are privatized, so we're spending shitloads of money.
I do not
on that.
Privatized prisons are one of the things that makes the least amount of sense to me. Because it's a business, so they want people there. Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. And like libertarians, the one thing that they think the government should be for is for prosecuting and like an army. So those are the two things. It's like you take care of people that do wrong shit, and then you have a standing army. That's all the government should be for. And it's like you're privatizing the prisons. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, is it libertarians who are privatizing prisons? I don't necessarily think so.
Well, I'm just saying conservative ideology in general. It's kind of
less government, like privatize things.
Yeah.
But also I don't know, whatever. Okay.
This is gonna be like this is a really far stretch. This is kind of a weird tangent. We'll go back to the prison thing. But I remember listening to one guy talking about how he thought they should privatize the military. I was like, what?
Have mercenaries.
Which, I mean, there's like Blackwater and two other big, but he's just saying having had a completely privatized military and like just disband the entire U.S. military.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyways, prisons.
Yeah. I mean, I remember taking, like, in the ethics class I took, they said there were 4 reasons that people, like, that we have jail, like, the ideas behind them. I can't remember the 4th one, but the first 3 are, like, isolation, like, to keep the people that commit crimes away from the general population so they don't commit more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's, like, revenge, like, an eye for an eye, like, you fucked up and did something wrong, now you have to pay for it. And the other one is rehabilitation. I can't remember the 4th. What do you guys think is, like, the most important of those 3?
Well, prison doesn't rehabilitate.
Well, the idea of, like, what should you do to somebody after they commit a crime? Which is the most important thing to do?
Depending on the crime, I guess, in my mind.
I think isolation.
Okay.
See, in my mind, though, like, if you're going to look at it from a rehabilitation standpoint, isolation and rehabilitation go together. You're isolating them and getting them away from the people that may have shaped them into that.
I mean, it's definitely possible
person.
to not do both of them together, though. You could rehabilitate somebody and be outpatient.
True.
So,
I don't know.
What do you think? So she says isolation.
Isolation more. I mean, prisons don't rehabilitate people.
I mean, I'm not talking about a current system. Like, what do you think?
Like, what
generally
it should
speaking,
be?
what it should be.
Should be used for? Isolation, in my opinion.
And then revenge.
Yeah.
I think rehabilitation, probably.
I don't think rehabilitation is
possible in
realistic
prisons.
in every case.
I'm just saying, generally speaking.
There are just bad eggs.
I think that it should be the main priority for rehabilitation. That's what I think it should be.
Like, do you think, like, this is going to...
I think it should be rehabilitation, isolation, revenge.
I think it depends on the crime. If you're...
Yeah.
Like, if there are drug-related offenses, then I think...
So, like, Obama just, like, recently...
Yeah, he did...
just pardoned all those people
I can't believe he was the first president to visit a federal prison facility.
Yep. First sitting president, right?
Yeah.
That is insane to me.
Yep. That is insane. I'm glad, though, because this is one issue that is somewhat important to me, actually. It's, reforming the penal system, and it's like Obama's bringing that to light. Because no congressperson or senator or president is going to be like, let's help out criminals. It's like... Yeah. It's the same with, like, trying to pass legislation that's like, let's sell alcohol on Sundays, because in Indiana, for example, you can't buy alcohol on Sundays. And it's like, nobody's going to want to stand on that platform. It's like, that person wants more alcohol? What? It's like, no, that's not really the point. I don't know.
Which, I don't know, that may change, because there's, like, with all the marijuana and everything in states like Indiana farmers, whenever that was brought up this past year, they're like, yeah, we really need to do this because it would help boost our economy.
Colorado has an incredible surplus.
Yeah,
The state government does.
huge right now. It's
Marijuana.
like $500 million. I don't know. It's a very large amount.
Yeah, it is. Quite a few mills.
I don't know. Like, drug offenders shouldn't get 20 years.
Nope.
But people who, like...
I think drug offenders, it should be only rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should not be going to jail.
Now, if you're a drug offender with violent crimes, then that's different.
I
But if
think
it's just like a drug user...
Violent stuff definitely takes precedence.
What do you think about the people who sell, but don't do it violently?
I think still...
Well, see,
That
like,
one might
they're not
be-
being real... That's different.
Yeah,
'Cause
I would say isolation for that
Yeah.
would be the top priority. But as far as our current system, should they go to jail or not? Is that what you're asking?
For, like, drug dealers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so. For a small period of time.
Yeah, I think so. Too.
Yeah.
Drug users, rehabilitation.
Yeah, but I think it should be like
I don't know.
the most minimum security thing you could have, like the most. I don't know.
I honestly, there's certain, like...
Or
I know there's some...
or I think they should just be on probation. Actually, just have a probation officer.
Yeah, well...
But the probation system is fucked up too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Probation officers have an incentive to keep people on probation because
yes, they do.
Keeps them
the
in.
Because
people
they get
on
more money.
probation pay a whole bunch of fees that provide that pay their salary.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be interesting to see if the U.S. could have drug laws similar to, like,
Portugal?
Portugal or that's other countries like that.
I don't think they can.
I don't think that'll happen.
It won't, but it would be interesting
I
to
wonder
see.
why that is, but the best reason I can come up with why things work in a lot of European countries and not in the U.S. is it's just size, right?
We're just too big of a country to...
Yeah,
I think
size
it's
and
more than
influence.
It's more than that.
I mean, what else is there? Like, why can't we have universal health care? Why can't we have more gun restrictions? Why can't we have better drug enforcement?
I think it's our size, but I think it's mostly ideology. We have very, very different core values. They value community, and we value the individual and pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. I really hate that phrase.
I know you do, but you love saying it at the same time.
I don't know how else to say that idea most of the time. But I read a book about why we can't seem to get universal health care right when literally everyone else in the world can.
Yeah.
I do love the fact Mitt Romney was like, yeah, fuck healthcare, but he's the one that helped bring it to
Massachusetts.
With Romneycare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a big structural basis for Obamacare.
Exactly. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, he switched on a lot of issues to get the
Flip-floppers,
nomination.
man. Which, I mean, again, you're allowed to change your opinion based on things you learn.
new information, but he totally did that.
No, that was just to get votes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he was totally for gay marriage in the 90s or whatever.
And then just was like, nope. And he strapped a dog to a roof. It's pretty messed up.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
What?
Supposedly he'd strapped the family pet to the roof on the way to some vacation.
On a road trip.
Or something like that. Because he didn't want the dog in the car or something. That was a story
Whatever.
that, like, lit out.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but it's just...
He's unfit to be president
It's
if he
crazy
treats
how
dogs
stuff
like that.
that gets out.
Yeah. It's,
And how it becomes such a mainstream thing.
Yeah, and I
Well,
bet
like
that
all
was
this-
talked about on CNN for at least 3 hours.
I think so. CNN's my favorite.
you know...
Cecil the Lion's brother. He's up.
It's either Cecil the Lion or Donald Trump, so,
I think
mean...
CNN is truly becoming the news station in V for Vendetta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be.
Huh. That's an interesting way to think about that.
Yeah.
I was going to say something. There was one more thing about the prison thing.
What's another way to say pulling yourself up by the bootstraps?
Being self-sufficient.
Yeah, independent? I don't know.
Yeah. But we're just harsh here, you know?
Yeah.
European countries are just much more forgiving of the individual, and it's...
Yeah. It definitely is more focused on the community. But we do that too. We talk about community a lot.
But
We talk
It's
about
not-
it, but it's not the same.
Especially around religious stuff.
It's
We
not
speak
truly
about community.
one of our core values.
And we talk about states' rights because we want to get to the community. We don't want it to be some big government thing. It's like, yeah, but you don't do anything.
That's the thing, and that's something that's more tangents, but something that drives me crazy is like, this country's founded on Christian values and community agreement. Like, no, it's not.
I feel a little. Maybe I'm just not fully understanding the issue, but I don't like federalism. Like the idea of states' rights and.
Like
I understand-
federal government and
Maybe I'm being naive, and I understand why we focus on the 50 states, and we have we have some federal regulations that apply to everybody, but generally we let
States do the stuff.
states figure out their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that idea. I wish everything would be the same.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you hate
that.
federalism.
Yeah, it was like you wanted everyone to have their own.
Yeah, you wanted states' rights. I thought that's what you were saying.
Federalism is the
idea of the federal government
being in charge.
being in charge.
And like making all the rules.
That was the big thing, like Federalists versus the Democratic Republicans. Thomas Jefferson or Alexander Hamilton versus
That was never my understanding of
Thomas
federalism.
Jefferson. That was definitely it. It was federalism was
That's
like
what I thought it was, and then like my 6th grade social studies teacher is like, no, it's the opposite.
no,
that's wrong.
I mean, if you think about it, federal
Yeah.
government, national government.
At
Yeah.
12 years old, I put that together, and my teacher was like, no, it's about states' rights.
I mean, they're the antithesis of states' rights. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Alexander Hamilton's party was like, we need the federal government to take care of shit and set the rules in motion. And Thomas Jefferson was like, no, I think states should do it.
I think maybe that's also a big thing we were talking about earlier, like why it's so impossible to get stuff done in the United States, just because there is so many. I mean, each state has its own power, and half the time it conflicts with the federal government's power, or vice versa, and it's just a headache.
Think it's ironic that you get people elected into office that want to eliminate their own position. That seems weird to me.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I mean, Tea Party people are like smaller government, and it's like,
so you don't have a job?
You are the government. I don't know. That's just weird to me. It's like Nick Offerman, and
Parks and
Ron
Rec.
Swanson. He's like, I hate government. I try to make it as inefficient as possible to get rid of it.
I would cut the whole Parks department.
If I could.
In Elizabeth Warren's book, she talks about how she's like interviewing people for this one job. I don't remember what the position was, but one of the candidates that she was talking to was the product of when he was growing up, his dad was in the military. He went to several different public universities and got all of his degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like a diplomat or something. And he said, I think we should have a smaller government. I don't like big government. I hate government in general.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, everything that you are came from
government.
The government.
The military, public schools, you're a diplomat. All of those things are government.
Yeah.
It's like the only position I can think of where you're rallying to get rid of your own job, or you're trying to get rid of whatever it is you do.
I like the idea of working for the government. I don't think many people can say that.
I like the idea too.
I think it's fine. I mean, I wanted to be in the military for a while, so I would have been technically a government employee.
That's true.
Well, property, but that's what they consider you in the military. You fight. This I don't know how true this is, but like if you get in a bar fight with someone and you're whatever active, and you get injured, the army or whatever branch can like sue the other guy because they damaged their property.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. It may not be necessarily true, but I've been told that by a couple people.
Do you guys have anything else to talk about?
Do you have any topics you want to talk about? No? Nothing that's just like eating away at your soul right now?
I gotta get this out to the public. Anything?
Negative.
Register for healthcare if you have a qualifying life event. If not, wait till open enrollment.
November 1st.
That begins on November 1st, 2015. Thanks, Obama. The end.
Really, truly. Thank you, Obama.
Yep, that's not sarcastic. It's not the best system, but it's way better than what we have.
Are you speaking for me? This is my spiel.
You were very reluctant to bring it up just a second ago. I'm trying to be a catalyst.
I didn't know it was relevant.
Biologically speaking,
An enzyme.
an enzyme. That was a trivia question. It was like, what is a biological catalyst or whatever?
And they're like, everyone's
Oh.
like, it's an enzyme, right? And we're like,
You put enzyme, didn't you?
yes,
Okay, good.
we did.
I said enzyme.
I said enzyme too.
I did too.
We both did.
Okay. All right. So what was it like being on the podcast, Jessica? J.A. Mr. Dr. Frizz.
Did you almost call me Mr. Frizz?
Yeah,
Like Mr. Pibb?
a little bit.
It was satisfying.
Was it? Was
Sure.
it better than you expected it to be?
No.
Was it worse than you expected it to be? Did
No.
you expect anything? Do you have an opinion?
I went in with no expectations.
That's how you should go into movies.
That's how you should go into life.
Just
I think
never
everyone
will be
goes into life
disappointed.
like that.
As babies, I think you expect a lot. That's why you cry
Yeah.
all the time, because you're not getting what you
I
think
expect
you deserve.
food, warmth, a home. Some babies aren't. No, too deep. Never mind.
Oh my gosh.
That went really far.
All right, we're going to
Yeah,
cut that.
yeah.
But thank you for listening to Risque Podcast, episode 17.
18.
18, because we've already done a 17.
17 was how many years ago?
2.5. Well, 2 and some change.
Don't give him the answer.
It's too late now.
How long have we been dating?
Uh-oh.
Well, that wraps up Risque Podcast number 18. Thank you guys for listening. It's been real. We'll be back in another
It depends.
a couple months,
Yeah.
maybe a couple years. We'll find out. We'll find out next time.
Hopefully the next time I'm in Cleveland.
All right. Peace out. You guys can say bye too.
Bye!
Bye.